It is possible you may be interested to know about the service my Hawaiian partner and I provide in setting up common law trusts, and you are welcome to refer this to anyone you feel might benefit from it. This is the type of trust that the super rich have been using. It is time for peaceful people of the light to disseminate beneficial influences in society with the same sovereign legal instruments with which the dark elite have previously been hiding their assets. The particular type of common law trust designed by my little-known partner, one of the best trust writers in America, is equally valid in every state in America and every country in the world. The trust will work just as well in any country as it is in the USA, because common law goes everywhere. It is not publicly recorded anywhere. You keep it private. Therefore, it is not domiciled in any particular state or province. This type of pure common law sovereign irrevocable trust can work equally well in any country in the world. My associate who can set it up for you also has expertise in offshore trusts, international business corporations IBCs, and other asset protection structures. If you have the money to pay for these entities and wish to look into them, my associate can discuss with you which arrangement is best for you. The pure common law sovereign irrevocable trust not only is income tax exempt, but also has no tax return filing requirements. Everything that one was doing in one's personal name, or in the name of a statutory tax reporting entity, one can do instead in the name of the pure trust, and operate free from ever having to file tax returns ever again, at least on the trust entity. It can hold bank accounts. It can pay all the bills of the trustees and beneficiaries, it can hold real estate, and it can protect just about any kind of asset. It is not understood by most attorneys, because it is not taught in law school, but it has been quietly used by many of the world's wealthiest families for centuries. You may already be set up with an arrangement that makes you tax exempt, but in case not, or in case you may have friends and associates who are not, this information could be beneficial to you. I have been operating with this kind of trust since 1993 100% successfully with zero problems whatsoever. This particular type of trust is 100% tax exempt, and has no filing requirements, yet it can bank and pay all your bills, both private and business. More and more people today know that a worldwide financial reset is imminent, and as such, you may have wondered if the LLC, foundation, corporation, or statutory trust that you set up will be made extinct or redundant after the restoration of the American Republic has been made widely known and similar changes occur in governments around the world. There is a centuries-old time-tested asset protection instrument that I have been using since 1993 that I consider to be ideal, because it will continue to be valid even after a golden age has dawned worldwide. There are two types of law, common law and statutory law. Common law is generally more attuned to natural law and universal law. It has been around a whole lot longer and is more agreeable to more people, hence the word common. Statutory law, on the other hand, which is what LLCs and corporations are based on, is legislated by politicians and changes from time to time, often every year. It can be outrageously complex and has too often been engineered to benefit the few at the expense of the many. In the USA, a 501c3 foundation or non-profit corporation is a statutory entity that is tax-exempt, but it has to file reports to the IRS each year to continually re-justify its tax-exempt status. Its status can be revoked or challenged at any time. A common law trust, by contrast, especially the kind my associate sets up, has no filing requirements. It is created based on the unlimited right that we have to enter into contract with each other. The government has no authority to disallow it. This is affirmed in the U.S. Supreme Court case Hale v. Henkel, 1905. It is one of the most quoted court cases in history and has never been overturned. So, such a trust can go on being renewed generation after generation, and go on enduring through whatever changes may take place in the statutes. The advantage of LLCs is that any bank will automatically open an account for them, whereas with a common law trust, we often have to go through 5 or 10 banks to find one that is willing to open an account for it. Banks don't understand them as well and so have confusing policies regarding them. My associate and I have, however, found banks willing to open the accounts, and so personally, I have no need for an LLC or a statutory entity. My associate, However, does arrange for LLCs and other statutory entities for those who wish to have them. And, if you already have an LLC and a bank account for it, you can greatly reduce and minimize the taxes that it owes by establishing a common law trust and having the trust be 98% owner of the LLC. If you have further interest in this, I can introduce you to my friend in Hawaii who sets these up. He is at once one of the best trust writers in America and also one of the least known. He is least known because he is a yogi, a surfer, a sailor, property manager, and does not advertise his trust writing services, nor does he have a website for it. He is one of the best because he keeps it small, low profile, conservative, one-on-one, quiet, and safe. He keeps his clients out of trouble. To my knowledge, neither he nor his clients have had any legal problems. That is rare in the asset protection field. My friend is of the highest integrity. The information I can send you came from him. I serve as a screener and introducer, so that only the right trust clients are referred to him. This is not for everyone. Only those with the purest of intentions and honest, legal, innocent integrity are appropriate for this. If you're wondering about the cost of the common law trust, it's $1,500 USD. That's a one-time lifetime fee. There are no other fees. Compare that to the $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000 that a lot of trust writers charge. The only thing I've seen a lot of the others provide that this one does not is fancier paperwork and more bells and whistles. But I've also seen inferior conceptual content in most of those fancier trusts. The conceptual content in these trusts is elegant, simple, straightforward, and effective. Very simply, it works. There are some statutory entities, such as the 5013C, that are tax-exempt. The difference with a properly designed common law trust is that it is also tax-exempt, but it has no filing requirements. That to me is equally important. A 5013C may be exempt from paying, but it is not exempt from filing. It has to report all its income in, all its expenditures out, and re-justify its exempt status every year. The IRS can revoke it at any time. The superior advantage of the properly designed common law trust is that it is not subject to the millions of statutory laws. It is only subject to the common law, which does not change. It stays the same, generation after generation, and so the trust set up properly under it can last forever, or can be renewed forever without ever being subject to the changing winds of legislatures. For those who will be operating a ministry or a church, there is also the privilege of using a sole corporation. My partner, Randall, who sets up the common law trusts, also sets up sole corporations. Sole corporations are similar to common law trusts, in that they are tax-exempt and have no filing requirements. The difference is that they are statutory, and are only to be used for bona fide religious or spiritual organizations that really have actual congregations, services, ministries, etc. Otherwise, a common law trust is more appropriate for most purposes. If you hold foreign currencies that you expect to revalue soon, and if you are going to order the trust under the sole corporation, they should ideally be established prior to the RV, so that any exchange funds can be deposited directly into the newly opened account for the trust. There are innumerable benefits of this particular type of trust above and beyond having a suitable vehicle into which to deposit the exchanged currency gains. Those benefits are outlined herein, and in the additional trust sections. I will be happy to provide the contact details of my partner Randall in Hawaii when you have reviewed this material. When your initial questions are answered, when you say you have the $1,770 USD to pay for the trust or for other instruments, and when you are ready to order. If you need to divide the $1,770 into 2 or 3 monthly installments, Randall will usually consider that.